ki khubor ka Batisi TV lawan rashapi da ka Orange Nissan Loomso po near Fire Brigade Shillong.
Admissions are open at BDW International School. Enroll now.
The St. Joseph Services invites admission for MBBS in India and abroad. For more details, contact 94361
Ka MLA jong ka seng Congress ka Dr. Mazel Ampareen Lyngdoh hagasngi ba ar jong ka khanre utarik ubna naiwing arajar arpuway kalabo jingkeli Hato ka Meghalaya kan Ïohnong ne kan Duhnong na ka Jingïapynbeit put kabala penlong kerke hado kata-kata hapedeng ke jela Meghalaya bat ke jela Assam. Haka Jingïakren bat kilat pathai kubor ka Dr. Mazel Ampareen Lyngdoh kala ong ba kala mi ka Jingdawa badai ban penrung ya ka map bat ya ki nong mi khmat na ki Autonomous District Council ha ga ni ka Jingïapynbeit put bat ongru balada ka jingle sorjamin de ka komiti jurip khaput kamdan setia kan do kono ka jingpenpa pajba kan bo penban ya ki pajba ha ka umdum.
Now, I'm wondering whether the Chief Minister of the Honourable Chief Minister of the State of Meghalaya invited the District Council, Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council. We were in a program today and I saw the CM sitting with us in the program in Shillong. Likely that he's unaware of any travel of the Honourable Chief Minister officially. So when I saw the Honourable CM in the function today, in National Press Day function, I was taken aback because it gives me that you know, I fear that the Honourable CM going only with the Honourable Chief Minister of Assam may not have an in-depth analysis in hand. And I'm also aware that the public there are also gearing up for the arrival of these dignitaries. As we saw what happened in other parts of the state, I think that kind of a scenario should not reoccur. And I sincerely appeal to the government of Meghalaya not to be in a hurry. We have waited for 25 years. We did not see the boundary issue solution. Now we have waited for 50 years. Don't be in a hurry to get to that 50-point milestone. We cannot give anything to Assam. And we will not take anything from Assam because actually in our boundary dispute, Assam has nothing to give. They only have to claim, from my understanding of the interstate boundary issue with Assam. They have absolutely nothing to give. They will only take and take. So I hope that people are taking necessary care for this. No country, no nation, no region is void of history. And if we all have to look at documentation before you stake claim of a boundary is ridiculous, because there is so much that history probably cannot present in black and white. When we got the state and we were carved out of the state of Assam, very clearly we were told that these to the east, north, south, west are your boundaries. There were these 12 disputed areas which remained unresolved only because of the change of names of rivers, mispronunciation of localities or areas or hills. So my limited understanding of the boundary goes on to say, respect the instrument of accession, because that was the basis on which all Khasi Jaintia states of the past went to the government of India and were willing to be part of India even prior to independence. Now Assam cannot brutally take that away from us, and we don't want bloodshed. We want dialogue, we want discussion, but history should be the basis of all of this discussion. The urgency in which the two leaders of our two states are trying to quickly solve the so-called pending, vexed interstate boundary issue is something which concerns everyone. Now, time again we have said that Meghalaya does not have anything to give, nor does it have anything to take. Now you have also seen that there are many voices that are demanding for the inclusion of maps and representation of the district autonomous councils in this entire boundary talk. Now, I really don't know whether the last committee in the West, which was to look at Langpi and its adjoining areas, actually came up to a conclusion. Because when that committee met, I remember several of our party men who were members of that committee saying that a lot of things remain unresolved. Now, when your committee has not even concluded its finding and made its finding public, where is the urgency of taking two heads of states to that location? I'm just worried in case this urgency in which they want to sort out everything is not with bad intention. I don't even know whether or not the state of Meghalaya has been given sufficient time to build its dossier for the claim of the entire projection of our boundaries as inherited in 1972. We were all in government at some point or the other. We are all aware of the complicated issues. We are all aware of the fact that the Survey of India and its presentation through the various commissions that took its view on the border issue have all been unsatisfactory. In fact, even government of Assam has questioned it in all of the various commissions that were put in place. Why were they in such a big hurry to meet there? And I hope that their meeting today is not going to have final resolutions and all that, because I think that there's going to be a lot of anger and frustration, and at this point of time, post-pandemic, we need to see the state focusing on other issues which are far more relevant, like economic stability. We would like to see the state deal with livelihood issues which have been left undealt with till today. The entire education system, which has suffered so much because of the pandemic. I just hope that these two chief ministers will not be in any hurry to present any final decision on the ground, because that would have multiple ramifications, and I don't want to see that happening. When it comes to boundary and border and interstate boundary border issues, please leave the politics out. Tomorrow I may not any longer be in politics. I may not even be a congressman, for all you know. But my children will be the inheritors of the state. So leave your politics out and stop blaming anyone, past, present. If you're going to blame the Congress for not having sorted out this boundary dispute with Assam, why didn't our forefathers, therefore, in 1971-72 do that? How long can you keep blaming people? Leave your politics out. Be grateful of what our forefathers did. Be grateful of the political parties that fought a non-violence movement to get our own state. Let's take the key from there. If our forefathers went on to settle the dispute between states in a non-violent manner, why shouldn't we, the generation next to that? I sincerely believe that politics has to be away from this. We cannot look at who's blaming whom. Just make sure that our kids get a state with a boundary that is worthy of what our forefathers fought for. Keep that in mind. I think everything else will follow suit.